Today on Boston Girl Bakes, I'm going to be showing you how to make this cranberry orange bread. It takes about 15 minutes to mix up, and it's made with fresh cranberries, orange juice and orange zest, and then topped with an easy orange glaze. To start by making our bread, we're going to be combining our dry ingredients. I'm using just all-purpose flour, baking powder, and then a little bit of salt. I like to use fine sea salt, but you could also use table or kosher salt. And then all you just need to do is simply give it a simple whisk to combine. And then we'll set that aside and we'll get our wet ingredients together. In a second bowl, I'm going to be combining my granulated sugar and my 2 room temperature eggs first. I'll just whisk these together until they're easily combined. To get your eggs at room temperature, I just place them in a bowl of warm water to start for about 10 minutes. And then they will be room temperature, quick and easy for you. Now, once this is all whisked together, we'll add in the rest of our wet ingredients. I'm using fresh orange juice here to give it lots of orange flavor. And then some room temperature milk. I like to use full fat milk for richness, but you could use a low fat milk or a non-dairy milk if need be. And then simply whisk those in. And then we're adding in our melted butter that has been slightly cooled. We'll add in our melted butter, but you could also use just a neutral oil, such as vegetable oil or canola oil would work as well. Once that's all combined, we're going to then stir in our dry ingredients from earlier. You just want to stir this in until the flour has just been incorporated. You don't want to over mix at this point. Your batter might still be a little bit lumpy, but as long as there's no streaks of flour, it is good to go. The more you stir, the tougher your bread will be. Now we're going to get our cranberries ready. I'm stirring in a little bit of flour into my cranberries. This is going to help our cranberries so that they don't sink to the bottom of our bread. You can stir in your cranberries. You can use fresh or frozen cranberries here. And then I'm also stirring in some fresh grated orange zest, which is going to give it tons of orange flavor. And then just simply fold these in just a few times so that the cranberries and orange zest is evenly mixed throughout, and then it's ready for our loaf pan. I have here a 9x5 loaf pan that I've lined with parchment paper, and then I'm just going to simply spoon my batter into the loaf pan and simply smooth the top. And then we're going to bake this for about 50 to 60 minutes, and we'll test it with a toothpick once it's done. If you're using a smaller loaf pan, then you're going to want to bake it for a few additional minutes. All right, now our bread is ready to bake. While the bread is baking, I'm going to go ahead and make my easy orange glaze by simply combining some powdered sugar and a little bit more fresh orange juice. Once this is stirred together, you want it to be kind of a thick, drizzly consistency. If it's too thin, you can add in a little bit more powdered sugar. If it's too thick, just add in a little bit more orange juice. But it should drizzle from your whisk and kind of a thick drizzle. My bread is done baking, so I'm just going to test this here with a cake tester, or you could use a toothpick. And you want the tester to come out clean or with just a few moist crumbs. If there's any wet batter, then pop it back into your oven for a little bit more time. If your quick bread ever sinks, it's probably because it was underbaked. How easy was this cranberry orange bread to make? I love making this around the fall and holiday season. It's absolutely tart and vibrant, and it also freezes beautifully. So if you can't eat it all, freeze this loaf for 3 months and then thaw overnight. So if you love this recipe for this carrot cake loaf, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to check out my other quick bread recipes for some more easy, delicious recipes to make from scratch. And until next time, happy baking.